37 seconds of a single logo.
There's something wrong with me.
Nothing like starting off a superhero movie with a doomy suicide vibe to really get into the action. As much as I love Pugh's record-breaking plunge, she jumps straight down, and on the next wide shot, she has loads of airspace between her and the side of the building. This can only mean one of two things: continuity issue or tiny jets attached to her shoes. So this sin is for not using the jets for the rest of the movie during perfectly timed combat kicks to the face. An overhead top-down video game type fight sequence is a super cool idea if John Wick 4 hadn't already done it.
I thought throwing myself into work was the answer.
Throwing yourself into your work is never, ever, 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 ever the answer. Work.
Don't do it. I wouldn't do that.
Movies are so stupid. We have seen a million scenes where a badass hero tells the bad guy, don't do that. And then they always do that, and the hero demonstrates in badass ways why they shouldn't have done the do that. Can we just skip the do that and not do the do that?
Always a struggle for a gun.
Which only helps her lack of a gun to be more obvious. Why does the assassin not have a weapon? You know it so we can have dialogue, I know that, but makes no sense in the movie itself.
Well, I'm not on the impeachment committee.
No one is, dumbass. There's no impeachment committee. That doesn't exist. There is a committee which can take up impeachment proceedings, but there's no impeachment committee. Also, it's hilarious enough that the MCU made Bucky Barnes a congressman, but it's even funnier to think that people would vote for this guy when there is so much footage of him killing innocent people.
Worrying, and I think that my Brooklyn constituents deserve better, so we're...
Whoa, rewind. Where did this guy go? He was here. He's no longer here. Is the Thanos snap back?
At this moment, you are serving as the director of the CIA, correct?
Exposition via congressional hearing, placing the press in a position that screams patty cake rather than professional.
And you'll recall that our last president turned into a bright red superhuman monster.
Who's going to tell her that basically no one saw that movie? Pretty sure if you stand up during official testimony in regular court or in a congressional hearing, that's a party foul. Ah, hello there, old friend. The rapidly and poorly cleaning up to try and fool the sudden visitor whose opinion you care about that you actually live more cleanly and tidily than you do cliché.
So you feel fulfilled?
Oh, yeah. I think the intention of the wiggle camera is meant to make it feel like something interesting is happening, but it isn't. There may simply be no way to make daughter shows up to dad's gross house and jumps into meaningless small talk interesting.
Moved to DC, best decision I ever made.
No one who ever moved to DC would say this. That city is balls. All the room in the world from monuments and reflecting pools, but only one car at a time can drive down residential streets. Make it make sense.
Isn't this technically Baltimore?
Why would she know this? Why would she say this?
The point of work is fame and fortune.
No! The point of work is to earn money to pay the bills that the billionaires refuse to pay on our behalf until we die unhappy and in debt.
Once you assess what's being stolen, you have the go-ahead to terminate on site.
Any mission that gives you kill-on-site permission after merely determining what is being stolen and without any information as to the person doing the stealing is a mission you should consider rejecting. You are no longer a special agent. You are a state assassin. I swear to God, he shoots all his bullets at her shield, and then she shoots all her bullets at his shield. And this alone is close to having me send this movie to the Sin Moon, but I've heard so many good things about it, I'm going to let it continue for now. I guess all briefcases in this space are bulletproof, and Yelena knows it, because otherwise her head being intact is sheer luck.
What is happening?
Someone didn't watch Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and it shows.
You're not even my target.
You're mine.
Why would either of them say either of these things during a fight?
There you are.
Now what?
Each assassin has been given a different target, but when Yelena was on the phone with Valentina, she wasn't told who she was hunting down, just a vague she. Then Ghost happened to walk into the facility before her, making Yelena assume Ghost was her target. But what if it had been Taskmaster that walked in before Yelena? Would that have f***ed the whole plan? For this entire thing to work, everyone needed to arrive in a specific order. And wouldn't that demand from Valentina have been the first suspicious clue that something strange was going on? Okay, run this back and slow it down because this is actually pretty cool. Yelena throws a knife, the phase-shifting person catches it and throws it at Taskmaster, who uses their shield to redirect it toward fake Captain America, who catches it right before it hits his face, only for him to then attack Yelena with it. Oh no, Taskmaster is dead. I really care about this death because I really care about that character from that MCU movie I already forgot. Damn. Why are people taking off their gear during active combat?
You know, Kierkegaard says that...
Quoting Kierkegaard.
You know I didn't have a choice who I worked for, but you do.
Not in this job market, buddy.
In case you need some help or, you want to share some secret hidden evidence.
Did he run for Congress to be a detective?
But this weirdo wasn't part of the job, so I gotta know.
Odd that Reject Cap hones in on Bob when Ghost and Taskmaster were also not supposed to be part of the job, and that didn't seem to make him second-guess Valentina. As Bucky stares at Valentina and no one even bothers to speak to him, I'm starting to wonder if the movie is going to say he ran for Congress as a way to keep tabs on Valentina, which is patently stupid. So stupid I don't want to spend sentences on it, but I'm gonna. This is a universe with fucking Ant-Man and Pym particles. This is a universe with heroes that have massive tech, enhanced hearing, enhanced sight, access to secret satellites. This is a universe with heroes out the ass and even more villains. This is a universe with look-alike alien imposters and multiversal versions of various characters. This is a universe with politicians blackmailed or otherwise controlled by outside interest, and yet we still ended up getting a secret superhero double agent elected to Congress just so he can look at this CIA director with a bit of suspicion now and then. This conversation with Bunk from The Wire confirms that Bucky is here in Congress to take down a corrupt CIA director, and it's just all the stupid. If you want to spy on the CIA director, you plant someone in her office. You don't get a former murderer elected.
My team is putting together a juicy packet.
A juicy packet is A, what my college girlfriend used to refer to her, well, you know, as when it was anything but, or so I've been told. B, a ketchup packet in the Appalachian Mountains. C, a mild Albanian root beer. Or D, a fair description of what I ultimately received back in the mail from the Porn of the Month Club.
There's got to be an independent power source.
This leap in logic is true. As the clock counts down from 1 minute, I have to ask, why even set all this up where they have 3 minutes to try and escape this incinerator? By not just incinerating them before they even did all those introductions, you played yourself.
I can override this.
On your left!
Stop it. I mean, why wait this far away from the door at all? I'd be leaning against it, or on the floor in a constant roll for the last 20 seconds of my life so I could yippity-doo-dah-wee out of there. So child Yelena lured another girl into the woods to be assassinated, and I'd be appalled by that if I wasn't entirely distracted by how much this snow resembles fucking salt. Oh, and somehow Bob is there. This is a pretty big red flag.
I want to know how this man boy got into my supposedly impenetrable stronghold.
How impenetrable can it be, though, really, if you were able to send Yelena and twice removed Cap and dead Tasker and Ghosty there? Dun, dun, dun! It's Russian Daddy driving the limo, and that is so much f***ed up, I don't know where to start. Yes, he did mention he'd driven a limo for a while under his superhero name, but that is not what this is. And no, one doesn't really need limo experience in order to drive a limo. This is just the movie saying, surprise, motherfucker, this guy is now here. Deal with it.
We swung our tiny dicks. It was a lot of fun.
Swinging is very dangerous for any size pling-plongs. Did you know it only takes a few pounds of pressure to twist off a testicle? Handsome person spills something on clean clothing and must remove it for the audience to have some sort of stimulation in a boring-ass movie cliche. Also, Bucky eats takeout wings like a moron.
Oh, God. Boring.
What did he think congressing was going to be like? There are no pop-up books in politics. Well, I mean, not yet. It's fun Yelena has blue eyeshadow under her eyes, and that it has lasted so long without fading or running or smudging. Does she apply it every morning no matter what? I don't know what's worse, that they try this back-to-back Scooby-Doo crab walk shit up the impossibly tall missile shaft, or that it actually works.
Please don't gasp at work.
This is just Veep, but there happen to be superheroes in this version, and I wouldn't be complaining if they just build this as Veep MCU edition.
High school state football champs, back to back, go Bears.
Ugh, f***ing high school sports. You do realize this is one of the many ways they indoctrinate you in your youth, yeah? School spirit is for zombies.
Meth-addicted, sign, twirling, chicken. It's a summer job.
She asked,
Anyone else have any pointless childhood stories to tell?
was Bob taking meth in his childhood? Jesus. She had a bomb the whole time? Why not try that at the incineration doors?
I've always had these episodes since I was a kid. There's a high, and there's a big low.
This is pretty important information for us to learn about this character, but is now really the best time for a stop and chat? What are these buttons that she is suddenly pressing? Flipping switches? I'm fine with that. It seems logical that they would turn something on or off in a simple manner, but manic button mashing and not even looking at the screen, she could be launching missiles for all we know. Bob repeatedly yells, I can help, leading Yelena to eventually restrain him. Why didn't he just, help? Walking out in the gear of the good guys to escape detection, which has only been done to death by now, most notably by Mission Impossible, The Professional, Ocean's 11, even Star Wars. Excellent innovation movie.
Hey, get in.
How the did she find them right here, right now, though? Does it matter? Not to the movie. Also, when she pulled up, she was invisible. So she's been driving this military vehicle around this military facility while invisible, and no one even noticed the driverless truck.
This was the only way out.
She can go ghost for a minute, run into the wilderness behind a rock or something, take a breath, and do it all over again until she's free. Stop with the stupid forced reasons to stay together.
Ceasefire! Ceasefire!
So the CIA director takes out the Black Ops commander and yells, cease fire, into his radio, and it works? They were just taking their orders from a completely different person who was also male. Are they really just going to follow any random orders that come out of the same radio, even if the voice is wildly different? Bob's belly button is bigger than either of his eyes. The raw square footage of this belly button is wholly disconcerting. It's bigger than either of his thumbnails. It's bigger than it has any earthly right to be. I mean, it's haunting in its sheer size. I haven't seen anything this unnaturally big since that fucking horse in Mulan.
Golden guardian of good.
Yeah, nothing bad ever comes from worshiping golden idols.
It's a shit life.
It's a shit life, but it really don't matter, cause you killed enough people anyway. You could get by on your testimony, but you'll still die in the field all lonely. It's a bitch life. And
Anybody hungry? Cactus berry. Let me see here.
if she is thinking anything other than, how in the hell did you remove the prickly parts of this cactus fruit so quickly? I am impressed, holy f***, that I am adding 5 cents.
15 messages from concerned House members on our side of the aisle.
I am so impressed that in circumstances like this, you can still get me a good cup of coffee.
I already sinned the Veepification of this movie, but if the movie's gonna double down, then so can I.
I'm going to need a new team of scientists, and I want them there when we arrive.
Excellent. Are the scientists going to continue the illegal enhancement work, or are they going to do legal science? Also, regardless of your answer to that, where am I to find these new scientists? Also, how the f*** can I guarantee that they will be chosen, will accept the assignment, and will show up at the place in a couple hours? What scientist worth their salt would go for that? You are literally ensuring you will get the very worst scientists. Oh.
What about Elena and the others?
Nothing yet.
Get rid of Mel.
How? How is your assistant supposed to get rid of an entire team of empowered anti-heroes? Is this a metaphor for America? Where the elite bark at the poor to fix the country's problems, even though most of those problems can be traced back to how the money in this country flows to the elite? So, to be clear, the helicopters lacked all advanced scanning equipment and were too high to spot them with the naked eye. But this guy can drive along the desert roads in a limo and hone in on them with ease? Right.
As soon as I overhear the coordinates of the vault, I rush home, I get the tactical piece, then I drive straight here.
Bullshit, he overheard the coordinates Mel was quietly speaking into her phone as she walked away from him. The subtitles even say,
Ready for coordinates? 40.25.
there's no way he heard them. I enjoy Florence and David going back and forth in this scene, but I'm so annoyed by Elena sitting with her baton still attached to her back that I can't give it the sin-off it deserves. Is that bad for the spine? Wouldn't that hurt? And where's your seatbelt?
Engaging defensive measures.
This is the most I've laughed at an MCU movie since Iron Man died in Endgame. It's Congressman Bucky! And oh my god, these movies have never known what to do with Bucky. Probably because he sucks. Not Sebastian Stan. He's actually awesome, but f*** Bucky. Okay, fine, but The Dark Knight still did this better.
Bringing some new evidence in, and that evidence is juicy.
This guy is obsessed with the word juicy. Ah, it's Avengers Tower. Still looks like a Blue Jay.
Focus on you and how perfect you are.
Thinking that speaking this way to someone you are trying to manipulate will make them trust you more and not less. Spending any amount of effort trying to make Valentina sympathetic.
Didn't we make a kill switch?
Yeah, but we threw it out along with everything else.
Well, then remake it.
Movie never shows us the Scotty scramble to remake a kill switch without any plans.
You're all evidence in the impeachment trial against Valentina.
Wait, for real? Witnesses need to be brought in via military force for this trial?
I'm letting you go. You're coming with me.
Why?
I agree with the why girl.
Bucky, you have the wrong people.
Imposter syndrome.
Stop Val and save Bob.
Stop Val and Save Bob would honestly have made a much better title for this movie. I already knew she was trying to create and mold Bob into a superhero she can control, but the Devil Wears Prodification of him going on in the background is too much to ignore. Look at this fucking disgrace of a New York City skyline, absolutely ruined by all the recent super tall condo buildings from billionaire developer dicks. Everyone jumps out of the truck to go attack people, but Yelena runs around the back so she can leap out of the front seat to boot some guy in the face. She had no idea Mr. Boots would be there waiting for her feet. She just had an instinct that it would make her look cooler if she ran that way. She's not wrong, it looked great. Made no sense, looked great. I love how, for all the cars outside, this is just a normal New York day. I am asked to believe truly stupid shit while watching a movie, and in this case, I am watching a retired super-strength Russian Captain America take some fabric out of a belt pouch and whack people with it with deadly force. They are using guns against him, but by the power of a wet towel whip, he defeats them. And we know it is wet because he has been in that suit for presumably 3 days without letting his skin breathe.
I left the door unlocked for you. Come up.
Well, I wouldn't trust that voice right now for all the gold in Fort Knox.
You see, the press is on their way here now.
If you wanted to whammy them, why aren't the press here already? As Sentry does a Neo on these bullets, I kind of wish we'd gotten a better scene explanation for how the CIA lady gained control over his mind, instead of just repeated scenes of her saying, "I believe in you." I'll be honest, Sentry looks so unbeatable, I nearly shut the movie off at this point. The movie rips off the angry hero punches the bad guy a lot, but it has little to no effect on said bad guy thing from, well, let's go with Star Trek Into Darkness today.
You need to do what I say, Robert.
Why?
The singularity is here!
Okay. We need a new plan.
If this wasn't a movie, none of you fools would even still be alive. There's zero reason for Sentry to have let you live.
Bob changed into that thing, and there's nothing any of you can do about it.
Fair point, but can anyone do anything about how your American accent keeps bleeding into your Russian accent even though you are a British actor?
It's everything. My suit, my name, my missions.
He's having second thoughts about 3 minutes after we first met him, and I think this part of the plot is happening too quickly. For the record, it appears that the void flashbacks aren't triggered by touch anymore, probably because in the past few hours, Bob's power abilities went from the equivalent of struggling with the ABCs to collegiate level, and we're just supposed to go with it.
All I do is sit and look at my phone and think of all the terrible things that I've done, and then I go to work, and then I drink.
Get the f*** out of my head, movie!
She was so small.
So are you. I know. They were dark times. Very, very dark times.
And that's all this movie wants to do to acknowledge Alexi's involvement in a world where children are abused beyond measure to become killing machines. Very, very dark times doesn't really cover it.
You felt a lot of joy.
I don't remember that feeling.
Yelena's mental anguish is so complex, and this movie's attempt to use a father figure that allowed Red Room levels of abuse to shift her out of a trauma straight into accepting her greatness and abilities is so twisted. Go to therapy, Yelena.
When I look at you, I don't see your mistakes.
Wow, this guy is the exact opposite of my father.
Doesn't look good!
And then he fires without permission. I thought these military guys needed permission to fire their weapons.
Aren't you tired of fighting?
You're goddamn right I am, Mr. Void.
It's time.
Let me guess. It's time to prove Yelena can be good by having her rescue a mother holding an infant. Oh, nope. It's an elder. That still counts as a predictable story arc for heroes. Must have a hernia after this. Or hemorrhoids. Or both. Okay, great. They push a rock in unison and it's really poignant. But what about when they topple it over to the other side and it smashes on a group of people who thought they were safe from it falling this way? The void thing voids a bunch of innocent people, and not any of the main Thunderbolts, because it understands the Hollywood pay scale.
I think Bob's dark side got superpowers.
I'm taking another sin off here for how awesome Wyatt Russell is in this movie. Yelena finds herself trapped in a repeat of the memory of the time she led a girl into the woods to be killed. Eventually, she busts through that wall to see herself as a student learning about guns, then seeing people be whipped, and man, this movie really works overtime to put you through the ringer. I mean, fuck.
Enough, Bob. Enough.
This works.
It's not me. It's it.
And that's all the information we need to know.
Well, there's no use in fighting it. At least I found a nice room.
Motherfucker, this room is perfectly average. I feel like the Void has a home field advantage fighting these two inside one of Bob's shame rooms. And then on top of that, I feel like he's cheating because neither Yelena nor Bob in this form have superpowers. Even though the Void is powerful enough to poof all of Manhattan into suffer suites, he's not powerful enough to keep everyone from finding each other. So it's an extremely powerful being with highly specific limitations, I guess.
How do we get out of here?
I'll go you one better. Why did the Void stop fighting once you guys showed up?
This way!
How the f*** do you know which way to go? Bob was supposed to be leading you to the worst of his shame rooms. Shouldn't maybe he be the one deciding on which way to go?
I'm stronger than you.
Then kick his ass already, Bob. Or more likely, hug his ass already. All our heroes will just end up willing themselves out of their confinement. It's hugs! I knew it! Everyone returns from the shadow dimension. Woo! But what happens to the people who were poofed in the helicopter? Do they reappear in the sky? The people at the lab would reappear inside a wrecked building, I guess?
Ladies and gentlemen, meet the new Avengers.
And then they still arrested her for her crimes, right? Right?
We own you now.
I'm sorry, but that is not going to be enough. Also, can you really whisper in front of that many microphones and not get picked up by any of them? You're telling me none of these press folks have a long-range mic. Is new always better is a question the MCU should have been asking itself years ago. For a credit scene that wants us to know their status as the new Avengers being challenged and there's a crisis in space, There's no reason for it to last 2 minutes and 55 seconds. God damn. That is not an end credit scene. That is a deleted scene with information so important to the future of the MCU that you had to put it somewhere in the movie, but it didn't feel totally right after all the mental health finale stuff. So you thought people would enjoy the humor of it more if it came after several minutes of somber credits.
Extra dimensional, what does that mean?
Asks the man who went into an extra dimensional pocket of nightmare reality thanks to the void. I said go to therapy, not forget all your trauma and pretend nothing happened. Wasn't that the point of the movie?
My team is putting together a juicy package.
I regret nothing!
This is how a democracy works. We talk to each other. We act by the consent of the governed, sir.
Money.
This whole planet runs on greed. Hi. Hey. I'm Bob.
You can call me Boom.
I'm gonna turn the back seat into a dressing room so I can change into a proper outfit for Madame, okay?
The El Royale is a bi-state establishment. You have the option to stay in either the great state of California or the great state of Nevada.
High school state football champs, back to back to back, go Bears.
San Diego's high school football room!
We're gonna kill every last one of you.
Never give up. Never give up.
Never give up.
Never surrender.
He missed!
Some house, huh?
It was built by Mark Farbman. He built a lot of these homes here.
Some ugly baby, huh? Do you have a ketchup secret?